All right, guys, welcome to another video. So we are out here in Oakville today. Started a new project. I wanted to walk you guys through at the front here now, and then we can go to the sides. It's pretty much, we're gonna have 50% of stone at the front on where the Tyveks are installed. And then at the gables, we have our stucco precast panels made out of foam. And then we can show you right here, we are pretty much doing some color samples here. These are the panels that we're going to be installing on the gables. And then once we have confirmed the color matches, we are pretty much going to install them sometime next week. So let's go ahead, start with the front here. That's my dad right there, Mr. Hase. All right, it's time for a washroom, right? Okay, so as you can see, we pretty much installed our Tyveks, and then that's pretty much going to be our stone. So pretty much we're going to install our stucco samples that I just showed you at the front there. It's going to be stucco precast panels, and then we are presenting our address sign up there, which we are going to confirm with our clients this afternoon. And then let's walk over to the side of the house here. So we're pretty much done with the stucco portion here on the sides, and then up there also we are pretty much going simple on the sides and the back. Just give it a simple look on the side with kind of giving an aesthetic look rather than putting too much trims around the windows and doors. And then here we installed our sills, which is going to be sitting right on top of our stone. Instead of going with a concrete stone, we pretty much went with a stucco sill just to kind of give it a better look to it. And then let's walk through the sides here. So this portion is also completed as well. We finished pretty much the shingles about 3.5 weeks ago. We've put our flashings up there, our membranes. We had a flat roof up there, which I will show you guys later on with the drone shots. So what do we do here? We basically apply our moisture barrier for the stucco portion, and then we cover all the joints of each plywood and then all the corners. Just cover it up with a plastic rubber band that we apply on all our joints. This is to control the moisture behind the stucco. So the stucco is made out of 2-inch polymer insulation, which has drainage on the back of our each individual insulations. I will show you a sample of that as well. Let's go through the back. It's approximately around 5,000 square feet interior, and then exterior wise it's close to 6,000 square feet. They went off with a off-white color for the stuccos, and then for the shingles and the windows it's commercial brown. It kind of looks like black, but it's got a tone of brown inside it as well. So the back is pretty much all completed. We had our covered porch over here. What we wanted to do in the back here is kind of give it a different look to it, since they're going to be spending a lot of time here in the summertime. We've installed our stucco bands, trims, that we got from our manufacturers, pre-made, custom moldings we call it. That's all done here. It kind of looks lighter than the wall, which is how it's supposed to be, right? I believe the client wanted to go with a wood paneling on the ceilings here at the back porch. That's going to be done later on. So all this back here where you see all the plywood, we still got to install our Tyvek here. It's going to be all stone. We've poured our concrete here at the back. This is just to kind of cover it up so we're not really damaging anything here. We still have to wash it and kind of give it a clean look. It hasn't been washed yet. So let's go to the side here. So all this concrete, exposed concrete, it's pretty much going to be all sanded down, and we're going to pretty much apply 2 coats of cement coat, and then either match it to the stone or the concrete, I should say, the stamped concrete. We're gonna match it with our parging. We're pretty much going to sand it all down. We're going to apply 2 layers of cement coat, and then we are going to match it to our stamped concrete on the sides here, because the client doesn't really like the way the exposed concrete looks. So we're gonna give it a nice smooth finish. So as you could see we pretty much so we've pretty much opened our joints here just to have a breakdown and give it a nice design to all the walls, because usually you're supposed to divide all the walls here so that you have a stop point and to avoid from cracking as well. This is pretty much done with a hot gun that we use. I will show it to you guys later on through the video. It is a U-joint. It's 1 inch deep, 1/2 inch wide. It kind of gives a design look to it, and we are dividing the wall so that we kind of have a stop point where you don't see marks on the walls. So this is the side over here. We are pretty much doing all Tyvek installed next day, and then we're going to start our store next week. We are going to order them on Monday. It's holiday. All here is going to be pretty much 2 coats of cement coated. We're going to parge it, match it to our stamped concrete here. And then this side is pretty much all completed as well. All left over is our silicone that we're going to be doing around all the windows. So I could show you over here, like all the openings over here that we could see. These are all going to be silicone and match with the window color. And then this side is all done here. You can see up there. Going to start our soffit fascia next week. The client wanted to again match you with the commercial brown windows up here. There's a size in the back here, and then last skip is not going to start anytime next year because we are already falling into the winter. So we're pretty much going to start our front here. We're going to cement coat it. We're going to open our joints here. I'm going to show you how it's done, but let me show you guys the renderings of the house. So these are the renderings we provided to our clients. It's a night vision of this beautiful custom home here. So this was the precast stucco panels that I was talking to you guys about. Once we have confirmed our color samples, we are pretty much going to start manufacturing them next week, and then hopefully we can install them the next day. We have already selected our stones here. It's kind of off creamy color. We have 2 lights over here that we're going to install, and then coming to our front here, which we are working on now, we have our U-joints here. We got one here, and we got one here and one here on the same side, which is going to loop around the whole column out there. This is going to be a precast finish look, which we are going to show you on the next video of how we are applying that also. Instead of going with like an actual precast concrete, we are going to give it a concrete finish look on the front over here. We have our trims that we're going to install. It's going to be matching at the back of the house that I've showed you guys on our video here when we walk through the back. We have also moldings around the windows here as well. So let's start opening our joints here, and then I will walk you guys through on how we are doing the base coat, the fiberglass mesh to avoid from cracking. I will show you guys all that process one by one, but pretty much this is the exact look that we're going to give. And lastly, we're going to have the wood looking at the front as well. So it's kind of mixed with modern and classic. It's not pure modern, but the client wanted to kind of give it a both look at the front of the house and then keep the sides in the back simple. So let's pause the video here and then go to our joints over here. We're going to be opening our U joints over here. So it's coming 29 1/4. and 29 1/4 from the bottom of our ceiling over here. And then it's pretty much from this joint to coming down of below of the shrimp, it's 52 1/4, and this midsection is matching the top. And then we're getting our hot gun over here, which is going to be opening our joints from here. And then I'll show you guys how it's all done. Can you see? So we are holding our level here and centering it right in the middle of our joint. And then we're going to level it at the same time. Are we in level? 1 second. Go up a little bit. Okay, that's good right there. Okay, you can see we are going through the foam here right now. It's a hot gun, which is opening our joint to give it like a precast look, as you can see. Come over here and show it. Level done. Okay, just checking to see if it's in level. Yeah, it's in level. Okay, we're gonna continue the side here. That's good. In center, I am in level. Can go ahead and start opening that up too. All good. Okay, we're gonna continue the back, and then we have another side to do. Our last joint over here. Okay, the second column now. We finished with the first one, 76.5 right there. Okay, so this one is already done over here. The first post, as we could see going along here. Like I said, it's a U joint. It's 1/2 inch by 3/4 depth. Okay, once this is all done, we've pretty much already sanded. We smoothened the insulation here, and then we're gonna start our scratch coat. I'll show you guys in a bit. Now, the whole point of sanding the surface of the insulation is to kind of have an even surface, and then to ensure that our fiberglass mesh is sticking to our insulation here. That's another reason why we are sanding it down, to make sure that our fiberglass mesh is kind of sticking onto the surface of our insulation here. All right, that one layer is done. So I gotta make sure everything is in level. Make sure it's all in level. Gotta go down a bit. Okay, I'm done here. Okay, let's go ahead. Section is done. Then moving to the back. Finding level. All right, let's move to the other side now. All right. So look down and level. Check the other side. This is. Yeah, this is fine. check there. Okay. Right. There you go. Okay, now we gotta open the upper portion. This is pretty much how we open our grooves. And then on our next thing, we're gonna show you how we do the scratch coat and everything. So it's pretty much them. So it's pretty much render. So it's pretty much we are opening up these joints here, and we have to make sure that the bottom panel and this top panel from the ceiling is about the same, and then the mid and this big portion here is matching the same length. Okay, we open the bottom here. I showed you how to open that up, and then we're gonna open the top here, and then we're gonna start scratch coating everything. And then we were showing you guys while we were sanding the surface of the insulation. That is to make sure that all the surfaces are level and even. And then obviously when we install our base coat and mesh, we're making sure that the mesh is kind of sticking hard into the surface over here. Because if you don't sand this, obviously you're gonna have an uneven surface, and also the mesh is not gonna stick properly. It's just gonna peel off like paper. Okay. Kaç kilo demiştik? Şu verir mi? Şu. Ya. Oradan. Alındı, tamam. Ne yapalım? Okay, so this is our fiberglass mesh. We are applying it on the surface of this insulation here. It's pretty much going to be going on here. We're overlapping the corners, and then we are returning our joints with our fiberglass mesh. Also, the reason why we're applying this is to make sure that we are avoiding any cracking that's happening or occurring on our walls. So you need to make sure that this is pretty much covering the whole surface of this white insulation. If, for instance, you're installing it this way, and then you want to return the corners and overlap here, and if, for instance, you are leaving this section here without fiberglass mesh, it's going to crack. So you want to make sure you are returning from corner to the corner, or you could do it all at once. If, let's say, for instance, you're stopping from here, you want to make sure that the other mesh that's coming from here is overlapping at least an inch or two. Okay, so these are very important factors of when you're installing for the stucco. So this is our 2-inch thick. So it comes as 2 by 4, 2 feet by 4 feet. We have our grooves on the back of our insulation here, and then obviously we're adding extra layers of grooves here to make sure the wall is breathing, and we're allowing the water to exit from behind the insulation. We're starting our base coat. We are preparing that also. Okay. We are mixing it with water and with our cement over here. I'm gonna make sure that it's in a way that we can be able to apply it easily on the wall here. Not too hard, not too soft. It's gotta be in between. And I got my friend Jackie here applying, getting it all ready here. Hey Jackie. Jackie! And that's Mr. Hassi. This guy is Jackie and this guy is Hassi. Okay, so let's start with applying our cement coat. nice and easy. I'm gonna go in one direction. Okay. You don't want to apply too much, just so it's too much on the bottom of our mesh. Okay. And always make sure when you're done with the sanding, you blow the surface of your insulation. Otherwise, you're gonna have foam flying all over the place. Okay. Simply applying it all over the surface. All right. Gonna return the corner over here. Just return it a little bit so that it's not too difficult for you to work around with. Okay. Just put enough so that our mesh can be able to hold on to our foam here. Because if you put way too little, it's gonna start falling apart. And then now, just come all the way to the corner. Okay. Supply evenly. All right. And then what I want to do is, I want to be able to return the bottom a little so that it's easier for us to work from the ground below. Okay. Of course, you're gonna have to make sure your surroundings are all covered up and you're not really damaging our clients' brand new concrete and windows here. Okay, now let's grab our mesh. What I want to do is grab it over here, just open it up enough to return the corner. And then what you want to do is want to grab one of these wipes from your hardware, and then from top to bottom without stopping, just cut your fiberglass mesh. Grab my mesh, put it on the surface here. Okay. Making sure all of the surfaces are covered up. And then now, simply what you want to do is scrape all of our base coat, the cement coat that we applied, on the back of our mesh. Because you don't want to just throw the second coat right on top of this first coat over here, then it's going to start bubbling up, and then you're going to see all the unnecessary penetration on the wall here. Otherwise, it's not going to be a smooth surface. Okay, what I'm simply doing now is making sure that I'm grabbing all of that extra layer of our base coat. You're simply just scraping it. You don't want to leave it like this, because when you're doing the second coat, this is going to all bubble up on the bottom of our second last coat. Cut this corner over here. So see how I flushed the other piece from here? So when I bring it from the other side, I need to make sure that I'm overlapping it. Never ever stop on each corner, then it's gonna start cracking. Okay, now I jump to the front. Now you can pretty much see over here is I've already applied the first coat on, just to avoid these meshes being exposed. Once this is fully dried and cured, what I'm gonna do is tomorrow I will apply the second coat on top so that it's 100% clean, super smooth, and to avoid any of these meshes that are still being exposed. That's the whole point of applying the second coat on. Now this section is already done with the first coat. We are going to let it dry for about 24 hours. Again, you don't want to put too much in it, just like I was mentioning to you about the surface as well, because it'll start to crack. So we did return our mesh into our joints with those tools, and we're gonna let it dry for 24 hours, and then tomorrow we'll come back and reapply another surface on here to give it a more even surface. Okay, so we come to the end of our video. We have pretty much installed our first coat layer of our base coat with the fiberglass mesh. You can see all these dot areas. We pretty much covered up the entire surface, and then we finished our precast looking U-joints. We're gonna wait for it to dry for 24 hours, and then once it's all done, we're pretty much going to do a second coat on top, and then we're gonna call it a day, and we'll start applying our final color coat on that as well. So stay tuned for our next episode, and we're going to show you the last process of our limestone finish coat. We're still going to install our address up there and then finish off the stucco trim on our parapets, and then we'll show you that process as well in our next video. So don't forget to like and comment below on the video here. Everything looks pretty good, and then don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next video.